If revenue dips, creatives usually say, I need more clients.
You've been to McDonald's in Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
You've been in one in Detroit? You travel a lot. Is that the same burger that you get?
It's the same one.
So you got to make it repeatable. You need SOPs, you need standard operating procedures, so where you can fulfill that thing and do that thing over and over and over again. It's one defined price.
And I know that this seems normal and regular information, like I already got my prices clear to define, but a lot of creative entrepreneurs do not, because when revenue dips, they start looking for more clients, they start running discounts, they start doing all these different things. And so now next thing you know, what you were charging $5,000 for, you're like, I'll do it for $2,500, because it's not clear, it's not repeatable.
Based on you listening to this podcast, you're probably a creative entrepreneur who's ready to stop hustling for clients and start building a business that runs on purpose, profit, and peace.
If that's you, we want to invite you to join the Creative to CEO Challenge, a 5-day live coaching experience designed to help you shift your mindset and develop the habits to turn your creativity into consistent cash flow.
And it's all happening live on Zoom inside a private community of ambitious creative entrepreneurs just like you. People who are done guessing, done grinding, and ready to build with clarity and confidence.
By the end of the challenge, you'll have a crystal clear direction on your next 90 days, a profit plan that fits your lifestyle, and the framework to start earning 10K plus months doing what you love without burning out or selling out.
So if that sounds like what you need, then tap the link in the description or scan the QR code if you're watching this on screen. And do not forget to upgrade to VIP for bonus coaching and behind the scenes Q&A every day of the challenge with me and Shy.
We can't wait to help you unlock CEO mode and the freedom you've been working for. Now, let's get back to the episode. If revenue dips, creatives usually say, I need more clients. But the truth is,
more clients plus an unclear offer equals more chaos.
And clarity skills. Listen, welcome to the Mind in My Creative Business podcast, the #1 podcast for creatives to learn strategy, structure, and self-development all in one place. I am your co-host, ShySpeaks.
And I am your co-host, Ron, ironically, Jr.
And we're going to talk about all the different traps. Let's start with all the traps as to why people think they need more clients. Like the first trap. Matter of fact, let's get to the main trap, the volume trap. I need more clients. I need more of this. And you said earlier that more clients plus an unclear offer equals more chaos, because you get all these new clients and things haven't been built for you to receive these new clients.
It's like pressure-based pipes, right? So it's like we got all this pressure, this water going through this valve, and it's not built to sustain it. So it eventually busts, and that busting, right, that breaking causes chaos.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, let's not get more, right? Let's actually get clearer.
Yeah. And so when income drops, when the income drops, what do creatives usually default to?
They're going to post more content. They're going to start to lower their pricing.
Yeah, they're going to add services. They're going to start running discounts.
Exactly. They're going to do more things. They're going to start adding products and services.
They're
like, I can do this. I can do that.
Yeah. And they're going to start saying yes to everything.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Yes. Can you do that? Yes. Can you do that? Yes. I mean, because
it feels productive, right? That's what I'm saying. So as a creative, doing more feels productive, but it's not more productive. It's actually reactive.
Yeah. And it's actually a lack of value because your offer is too vague.
Okay, I like that.
A lack of value because your offer is too vague. And if I get more clear on my offer, most creatives think that's going to make me too narrow.
Right.
And I want to be broadly appealing to everybody.
Because they think that they're going to lose clients. And that's actually true, they are. But as you're losing the wrong clients, you gain the right clients. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so volume feels safer than specific. It's gonna weed out the wrong kind. But in most cases, volume feels safer than specificity. Like instead of being specific, I'd rather be vague so I can get more. It's the volume trap, right? So you said let's not get into it, but I'm ready to get into it. Let's talk about an offer that needs to be crafted. We developed a framework.
We did.
A method, rather. It's the craft method. A real offer needs to be crafted.
Right. And y'all, if y'all been following us any time, you know we like alliterations and we like acronyms.
Yeah.
So this framework is an acronym. It's like she said, it's craft. So it's CRAFT. So the C in craft is clear.
Yes. When it comes to being clear, you want to be able to say who you help clearly. You need to be able to say what specific result you help them get clearly, and by what process do you help them get that. That's literally a clear offer.
Yeah.
That's what we mean by clear, but that's not the only thing. People just think that they develop this, well, you know, hi, my name is such and I help such and such do such and such. They got it all rolling off the top of their tongue. You just got, that's clear.
Right.
But is it RAFT? Let's get into the rest of it.
Exactly. So the next is the R. It has to be repeatable. You can't just do it one time, right? There needs to be a system and a process in which you do it that it can be repeated. Like, anybody ever been to McDonald's?
Yes.
You been to McDonald's in Dallas? You've been in one in Detroit?
It's been a while, but I ain't been in one in Detroit.
You travel a lot. So you've been in, is that the same burger that you get?
It's the same one.
So you got to make it repeatable. So you need SOPs, you need standard operating procedures, so where you can fulfill that thing and do that thing over and over and over again. Because if not,
it's not clear.
It's not clear.
So you thought you was clear because you was able to say, I help such and such do this, that, and the third. But it's clear, I guess, but it's not repeatable. And by standard operating procedures, you can't have that until you first retrace the steps, right? I was asked a question earlier, and the question was like, what's the highest price that you've ever pitched for a project? Like, was it $10,000? Was it $25,000? Was it $50,000? They want to know, because there's a friend of theirs who has pitched for, I think, like $15,000, you know, for something just like photography. And they were like, well, what exactly did you offer that? And what did you do there? And so that person may be like, man, that was crazy. This is a one-off thing. And that's what you think until you go back and you review the steps. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just know that there are some steps that he did along the way. And if he has that defined, eventually he can turn that into a very crafted offer. What's some other things that need to happen? We need to define the steps.
You need to define the deliverables. You also need to define the timeline and define the pricing.
Okay, define the timeline, define the pricing. Okay, so you're saying the prices cannot just be open, like just...
No, if you're designing a signature offer, that has one price. You can't say, well, I'm going to give you, for you, I'm going to make it $4,500, right? And if this other person, oh, you ain't got it, so I'm going to make it $2,000. No. Because that's creating that chaos. Right. And it's confusing to the customer and you, because you don't know what. Well, no. Yeah. Have a defined price. One defined price.
And I know that this seems normal and regular information. Like, I already got my prices clear to define. But a lot of creative entrepreneurs do not, because when revenue dips, they start looking for more clients. They start running discounts. They start doing all these different things. And so now, next thing you know, what you were charging $5,000 for, you're like, well, I'll do it for $2,500 because it's not clear, it's not repeatable, it's not an offer that's well crafted. Let's move on. So we have C, R. Let's move on to the A.
So the A is the actionable transformation, right? So people don't buy services. They really buy outcome. So a lot of times we thinking, okay, I'm adding this service. No, it's like, what is the outcome that they're coming to you for? Because they want something. Like you talked about with us, with our 5-day Creative CEO Challenge, there's an outcome.
That sure is.
When they're done, they're going to have a 90-day CEO plan on a page with their signature offer that they can now have systems and structure around so that they can scale.
And so we know exactly what we're offering. This is an actionable transformation. They went from not having a 90-day plan to having a 90-day plan. They went from not having a offer, or maybe they had an offer, but it wasn't a scalable signature offer. Right? And so now they have that. It's all in hand. And so we can determine based on that outcome, right? How much should this be worth, right? So define the clear pricing that was repeatable. And now you got an actionable step, an actionable transformation. And the reason why that actionable transformation reminded me of the pricing is because I know I'm giving you a certain transformation. It don't change the price every single time. You're getting the same result. I keep delivering the same premium result every single time. Why would I be changing the price? But that's that. Let's keep it moving. So we have C, R, A. Now we at F.
F. is financially aligned. So you want to make sure that you're pricing it to a point that can sustain your business and your lifestyle.
Okay. So when you say sustain your business and your lifestyle, does that mean we have like some kind of goal?
We definitely have a
we
goal.
gotta go. Okay,
Right. There should be a annual revenue goal. There should be quarterly revenue goals.
Right.
There should be monthly revenue goals.
There should be goals in your business and goals for your life, is what we're saying. Okay, so now,
in essence,
since we know we want the business to make, I personally want to, let's say I want to draw $75,000 personally from my business. That means the business need to be making more than $75,000. Hello. Okay. But anyway, so let's say we want to make $200,000 in the business. We want to have so much profit. And then of that, I want to make $75,000. So now we have some goals.
Right.
Now, what does this have to do with the offer? Because the offer needs to make sure it sustains your life. Can you hit $200,000 at the price you're charging right now?
Exactly. Because if your ticket is low, right, if it's too low, so now you have to increase the volume. And if you have a low ticket plus high volume, that's burnout, right? That's that going back to that chaos. And then you start to figure out, okay, what can I do? But if you have a high ticket, right? Now you don't need that many clients.
Right.
So that's what we talked about, being able to not increase the volume,
right,
increase the value.
Right. And a lot of times we think like high ticket, but we really should be saying a high value offer, because the high value offer is going to make sure that price is defined in a proper way. So when we say, I want my business to make $200,000 this year. All right. So I sell something for $200. You're about to have to sell 100,000. You gotta have to sell a lot of those just to hit your goal. But if you say, my goal is $200,000 this year, I have a $5,000 product. I guess I need to sell 80 of these this year. 80 of these. That's a very clear number.
Yeah.
Can I do 80 in a year?
Right.
Right. And that's
right.
And that's financially aligned.
Yeah. And if you can't, you got to make an adjustment.
Right. Maybe you can't do 80.
Right.
So you may, and that don't mean adjust my price and go up on price. Maybe you need to adjust your goal until you get to the point where you can add more value, and then you can.
Listen, 'cause I was going to say adjust your price, but it has to make sense. You're right. You're right. I digress. Let's go on to T. This is the last letter in our craft method.
Okay.
And you have to have tangible value.
Okay. You
want to be able to measure the result.
Yes. So you want to make sure that what you're offering to people, you're able to measure the value that they got out of it, right? So I was able to, for example, the action was we gave you a CEO plan on the page, but what is the result of that? The result is if you implement this plan on the page with the right rhythms, with the right strategy and all that, and you have it every 90 days, that should increase your revenue to what we say as 10K plus months.
Exactly.
You would, if you didn't have this plan and this signature offer, you'd probably not be even hitting 10K plus months, right?
Definitely.
So therefore, this is actually helping increase your revenue. We know the value of what we're offering you.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I say, and this is different example. So depending on what you do, you may help somebody increase their audience. You might do brand clarity, right? But whatever it is, it needs to be seen and touched.
Yeah.
It can't just be
tangible value
out there in the ether. And it's just like, I help them. Like, no, it's like, what specific thing am I walking away with?
Like you said, did you help them launch something? Did you help them have brand clarity? Did you help them increase their revenue? What exactly was the value of what you offered? Yeah. Now we're talking. All right. So now that you know what our method is, the craft method, CRAFT. You're like, okay, cool. I know your method. Y'all was able to talk about your method. Well, how did this help me? How can I go ahead and implement this now? Because I did do this one thing that was high value, but I just didn't feel like I could redo that again. I feel like it was a special moment, or I feel like I got a lot of services. How do I go from having scattered services to having what you would say, a creative CEO offer? Let's talk about how to do that.
Yeah. So first, you always want to do an evaluation, or what we call an audit, right? You want to audit and see, okay, what's selling the most, right? What am I getting the most feedback on, right? We want to say what energizes you as a creative, because that's the thing, right? Sometimes you can do stuff that you really don't like doing it, and you're doing it because it's bringing in revenue, but you not like it. So what energizes you? And then what gets referrals? When somebody's reaching out to you, oh, such and such told me about this or whatever, something.
So these are all things that you want to look at. Look at your services and see which one do people refer me for the most. We want to look at your services and see, okay, which one has the highest profit margin. okay, which one energizes me the most? When I do this, I feel it.
Yeah.
So these are the offers that we're looking at to define if this is the one that I'm gonna lean into and redefine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one way you can audit your offers.
Right.
The other thing that you can do is you can consolidate some of these services you have. Maybe you like doing all of them. All of them energize you. All of them have high profit margin. All of them are what you get referred for. But maybe to make it crafted better, you need to consolidate it instead of saying like brand clarity and I do content strategy and I do, all of these different terminologies that ultimately mean messaging and, just put it in one.
One flagship pathway. So instead of saying you do those things, you like, I give you the brand clarity.
I got you. I'll give you a 90-day brand clarity blueprint or something like that.
Right, exactly. 90-day brand clarity blueprint.
Or a 90-day brand authority blueprint, right?
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to give you the 90-day brand clarity, brand authority blueprint,
which includes all those things that you just mentioned, right?
And the reason why I kept going back and forth, because there's a difference between brand clarity and brand authority, right? Brand clarity is probably somebody who is a brand strategist who's going to get your logos, your aesthetics, or your positioning together. Brand authority may be an offer by somebody who's like a publicist or somebody who's going to help you get out there more, right? So that's why I was like, okay, what am I going to say? But ultimately, you know what we just said, right? 90 days, we put a time on it.
Right.
We gave it a name, right? Which was the brand authority. We're going to increase your authority. Some people are not looking for aesthetics. They don't need to be positioned. They need their authority to go up. Right. They want to be seen in different press. They want to be on certain stages. They want to be, like that. So that's what I was really trying to get to. But ultimately, it had a name and there's an outcome attached to it. What are you thinking?
So that reminds me of a client that I had who had some products. And I was like, why not put those together to create one package, right? Opposed to, once again, offering these, she was able to put together one package and one bundle and sell that. And she named it, she labeled it, right?
And so that's like, we would say that. So number one will be audit. Number two could be consolidation. Or number three is just like packaging it like a CEO. Yeah, if you want to have that CEO offer.
Right.
You want to know the one thing that's holding most creative entrepreneurs back? It's not the talent. It's not even the vision. It's the lack of capital. Every day I watch brilliant creatives miss life-changing opportunities simply because they can't access business funding. Traditional banks, they really don't understand creative business like that. And most lenders, well, they don't care. But guess what? That ends today with the Minding My Creative Business partnership with Credit Savant. You can access up to $150,000 in business credit. You heard correct. Up to $150,000 in business credit. They have 0% interest options with 30 plus funding programs designed for creatives just like you. So what I need you to do is visit creditsavant.io now. Tell them MMCB sent you.
So when you package it, like what was tell me about that.
So based off her auditing and seeing, okay, what was the popular things, and she had different things that she took them through a journey and a process. So she was like, okay, let me package this together because they complement one another, right? So because they complemented one another, she was able to sell them in that packaging, and she labeled it and sold it, and she saw her revenue increase as a result of prior to her selling them individually.
And the reason why is because she probably had a defined like investment price for it, because individually it may be $100, $200, $300, $500, but packaged together, right, it became a clear investment. She probably also looked at everything I'm offering and said, how long does it take me to do that? So now, not only did she have that cool name, brand clarity, brand authority, or whatever it is, we were trying to come up with a name to say, she has a duration to it. I'm pretty sure she said, okay, if I'm going to do all this for somebody, I can do these one-off things. But if I'm going to do all this for somebody, I'm sure there was a time frame attached to it, right? That's how you package it all together. And I'm sure there was an outcome, right? So, I'm just saying, if you're trying to go from scattered service to like a dialed in creative CEO offer of some sort, literally audit what you're working with, consolidate some things, or perhaps like package it a certain way.
Yeah, because you can't base this or build this based on hourly.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want it to be random.
Yeah.
And you can't continue to do custom unless, right, it's high, what I'm saying, high scale, high luxury, maybe depending on what your business is. But the creatives that we're talking about, you can't continue to do custom. You don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
And it's not increasing your revenue the way that you think it is because you're trying to appease to everybody. You can't do that.
And even if you do custom, everything can be custom.
Everything can
right?
be
So we
custom.
have to go through here and audit the offer and see which part. So these are defined steps that are repeatable that doesn't have to be custom. Somebody else can do this part. And then this is where we add the suite. This is where we do the custom work right here, right? So it's okay to do custom because that may be the value that you offer as a creative. Maybe you're, I always like to use this example of a product like a person who does car wrap. Like he wraps the car for nonprofits, right? Like he has a rate for them and all that kind of stuff. And obviously what would be the outcome there? Audience growth. I'm going to wrap your car with your logo and all that. But ultimately, he's going to customize it. He just can't have everything along every step to be custom. So there's that too as well.
Mm-hmm. And let's go to the final step, right? You want to raise the standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That okay.
Raise the standard.
Okay, that right there. Let's talk about we need to raise the standard. Okay, we need to raise the standard. There needs to be an identity shift that kind of has to happen with the raised standard as well, right? Because sometimes, guys, we just have to come on up. We have to come on up. What do you mean when you say that we want to raise the standard?
So we can't keep operating as creatives solely. We're still creatives, but everything that we're doing here is helping you to mind your creative business. So we're trying to shift you from solely a creative into a CEO.
Right.
So now you got to start thinking like a CEO and not solely the creative or the freelancer.
Right. Because a freelancer thinks like, okay, well, how much should I charge?
Right.
Right.
Right. And we were just having a conversation about you came in contact with somebody that was asking you, the customer or client, how much should they charge?
They literally did ask me. They were like, okay, well, I mean, I said, I want maybe 5 to 10 more. They were like, how much you think that should be?
Right.
Like he literally asked me. He didn't ask his friend. He didn't ask himself. He didn't ask the father.
Right.
He asked me, like, because he's so in freelancer mode, right? And so, when you're minding your creative business, you start thinking about things like, listen, I was just thinking about this. He also was thinking, how many clients do I need? Just how many more clients?
How many more clients do I need to get to that revenue goal?
Yeah.
Right.
If I get, now that I got you to do it this way at this price, how many more of y'all do I need to, that's,
exactly.
Then that's good. You're getting somewhere, but that's not quite the standard we're trying to raise you to. We're trying to get you from just freelancing only to also having a scalable business that runs with a team and other people. And so the other people got to be paid. Everybody got to eat. So we can't just be having prices all willy-nilly. And we have to raise our standard to know, how much should we charge?
Right.
No, because you got somebody to pay. They're not getting paid off of how much should I charge,
Yeah.
So you have to shift on from there. What's the shift they need to have?
So that CEO mindset, right, is now asking, what service or what outcome can I deliver that justifies this price?
Right. Instead of him letting me say how much the price should have been, he should have said, okay, here's a price that I want to charge for what I'm offering. Okay, am I giving her enough in an outcome, and I'm delivering her enough of an outcome so that I can charge her this price?
Exactly.
And if he had all that worked out, I probably would have been like, oh, that's a no-brainer price for that. But he hadn't.
Yeah.
So I helped them work it out, because I do a little mentoring from time to time, little coaching up for free, little free consultation, But ultimately, if he just said, okay, I think that's going to be $250. It was something small. I only needed 5 to 10 something, it was a small something, and he could have just said, I want to charge each of them $250. What all do I need to give her and the rest of the people in order for me to have $250 off of each of these? That's what he should have did. That's CEO thinking.
mindset. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I think ultimately we need to bring this to a close because they already have enough. They have our craft method for free. That we didn't even have to give them that. You're supposed to be able to join the Creative CEO cohort, which you really can't even know about joining the cohort unless you've been a part of the 5-day Creative to CEO challenge, right? And if you do the challenge, then we invite you to be a part of the cohort, and then we tell you about our craft method. So we just gave that to you for free, and then you were like, okay, I don't know what to do with the craft method. Okay, you could have wrote it down and then start working through it, but we just told you what to do. We told you how to audit, consolidate, package, raise your standards. Stop thinking like that. Start thinking like this. And then the last thing we need to give them.
The last thing is that CEO shift, right? So if you're feeling like you're spreading yourself thin, you're feeling like you're underpaid, right? And it's just becoming overwhelming from you, you got to shift, because once again, like we've been saying this whole episode, is like, you don't need more clients. You need a clear offer.
Yeah. And I know earlier we talked about having an identity shift and raising the standard of your business. But what we're talking about right here is a CEO shift, because yes, if I'm going to pay clients, I'm going to pay contractors, then our business needs to have defined prices so we can have defined revenue so we can pay everybody and everybody can eat. Yes. But it's not just about what the business needs. It's about you as a CEO. How are you feeling? Do you feel stressed in? Do you feel like you're always out here chasing leads? Do you feel like you're burning out based on what you're offering? And that offer is that you got to do some rethinking, because ultimately chasing and churning and wearing thin and all of that, just trying to do it all. No, craft you a better offer. Don't keep chasing more leads. I'm not saying don't get leads. I'm not saying don't get clients. And oftentimes we do need to get clients. And we talk about revenue strategies and opportunities to get clients as well. But we're saying sometimes it's not, oh, the revenue dipped, I need more clients, I need to say yes to everything. We're talking about maybe the revenue dipped because you've maximized the target audience that offer appeals to. Now you need to get clear on your offer, and so that they can actually appeal to the right people. I mean, we said enough so far.
No, like you said, clearer offer equals better clients.
Not more clients, better. Yes.
So on that note, we want to thank you all. Right. We thank you for rocking with us this long, because y'all really rock with us for real.
Y'all really rocking.
So if you here and you haven't already, click that subscribe button.
Hit the like button.
Leave a comment, share it with another creative who needs to be shifting and transitioning into a creative CEO.
Speaking of creative CEO, we mentioned it a couple of times in this episode. We want to encourage you to join the 5-day Creative to CEO challenge. 5 days, literally, where we're going to actually, if you don't know, we're going to give you, listen, go back and watch this episode. You need to watch it anyway. No, seriously. We're going to give you a 90-day clear plan that's going to help you develop a signature offer that can help you scale to 10K plus months. Maybe you've hit $10,000 before. Maybe you've nudged that 10,000. Maybe you've been well beyond 10,000, but have you done it on repeat? You may have not done it on repeat because you don't have the right rhythms. And we're going to give you that with that CEO plan on the page. That's one of the outcomes that we talked about. That's a part of our 5-day challenge. So please join the 5-day challenge. Walk alongside other creatives who are also trying to develop the CEO mindset. And it's only right now at the time of this video,
only $100. No, it's not even 100. It's less than $100.
It's less than $100. So you do that with us. I'm telling you, I'm encouraging you. Just lock in 5 days, 1 hour a day, right? And it's a pretty cool experience. So we want to encourage you to do that as well. And I also want to do one more thing. I always end every episode this way. Consistency, right? So we want to invite you to say the MMCB mantra. I'm so CEO right now. I was trying to get you to get your CEO on, right? But we end every episode because you've heard us speak, but we want you to hear yourself speak. Speak to yourself. Speak over yourself. We believe in the power of affirmations. And so what we're going to do is we're going to all say it out loud. Yes, you who are watching, I want you to say this out loud. You ready?
I'm ready.
All it takes is intention, consistency, and laser focus to mind my creative business.
And on that note,
peace. We out.